see what I'm saying? The term ish is something like or pertaining to. It's not real. See what I'm saying? The same way I say that shirt is white-ish, it's not really white. See what I'm saying? Even though your shirt is white, but you get it. Go ahead.
For they have consulted together with one consent.
They consulted together against one consent, meaning they're all in on it. That's how when you go down to the West End, you got a Chinese restaurant, right? You got an African hair braiding store right next door. And then guess what else you got? You got the East Indian store right next door to that. But they say niggas and spics ain't got no damn money. But why is we got a Chinese restaurant, an African braiding store, and a 7-Eleven, ain't no 7-Elevens here, but Ishmael Quick Trip, Ishmael store right in your neighborhood. They're all in your neighborhood. Go up to Buckhead, you ain't gonna find that. See what I'm saying? Go up to Little 5 Points, you ain't gonna find that. You see what I'm saying? Go up there to Lennox, you ain't gonna find that. Right. They only in your neighborhoods. Why? Because they consulted against you to keep you destroyed. Go ahead.
They are confederate against thee.
They confederate, meaning they're on one accord against you. You see what I'm saying? How do we know that? Because you're in there stroking the white woman's hair. When she killed your brother, would you do that? Somebody killed your brother, would you? Oh, I forgive you. I forgive you. Oh, don't worry about it. To the white woman or the white man? Because that's what they did with Dylan Roof. That's what our people did with Botham John. Gave her 10 years. And you know what that proved? That proved that black lives really don't matter. What y'all think about it? What you think? Huh?
You right.
You see what I'm saying?
That's not JK, you right.
I guess we'll go though.
All right, yeah, go ahead.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, King.
Go ahead, finish that out.
All right.
The tabernacles of Edom.
The tabernacles of who?
Of Edom.
So-called white man. Read.
And the Ishmaelites.
The so-called Arabs. Them the two chief ones right there. Go ahead.
Of Moab.
Chinese.
And the Hagareans. Gebal. And Ammon.
And the Japanese. They all in it. The Canaanite nations too. They're all in it. That was it on that?
There's more.
And Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre.
The Jewish man funded the whole damn thing. He funded the translated slave trade. So-called Amalek. You see what I'm saying? That was it?
Yeah, come on.
Go ahead, what you had.
Oh, no, it's too late now. I had Brian Peter.
Oh, okay, come. But you had
Salaki, but I did have something to say.
Yeah,
about
go ahead.
what you know,
I'm about to close it out
to
anyway.
land me back on what you was just speaking on.
Yeah.
When you was talking to them brothers, if everybody out here noticed that they didn't give a fuck. Excuse my language.
Yeah.
But they didn't care, like, and that's the problem. Like we be cool on the wrong thing. You understand what I'm saying? Like they don't care about their brother that died. They don't care about her going to jail. So the nation sees this. They see we don't give. They see we don't care about anything other than getting high and dancing and rapping.
Matter of fact. See, I like how you said that. Give me Ecclesiastes 7:11. I think it's Ecclesiastes 7:11. Hold what you got for a second. Because he's right. The brother said, all we care about is getting money. All we caring about is rapping. You see what I'm saying? We had a brother that kept talking about getting money and all that.
Yeah, I got it. 7:11.
7:11. Read that.
This is the book Ecclesiastes chapter 7 verse 11. Wisdom is good with an inheritance.
Wisdom is good with an inheritance, which is the law, statutes, commandments. Read.
And by it there is profit to them that see the sun.
There's profit that those that see the light. When you have those with that light, which is the law, statutes, commandments. Read.
For wisdom is a defense.
Wisdom is your first line of defense, right? But niggas out here talking about we need to get money, we need to do this, but without wisdom, you ain't gonna have that line of defense to make that money work, make that money grow. You see what I'm saying? That's how you got all the rappers out here that's got money going broke after 5 years. Go ahead.
For wisdom is a defense and money is a defense.
Money and wisdom is a defense. You see what I'm saying? You can't have one without the other. Because if you ain't wise with that money, you're gonna blow that money. That's why niggas, when they get that record deal, they get that advance, they blow. What they do? They go buy cars, they buy houses, they blowing it. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Instead of investing it, because once that deal is up and you ain't paid back that advance, guess what? They coming to snatch all of that. You see what I'm saying? That was it on that?
No, you got more. I got
Go ahead.
For wisdom is a defense, and money is a defense.
Uh-huh.
But the excellency of knowledge is that wisdom giveth life to them that have it.
Wisdom give life to them that have that money. You see what I'm saying? Just because you got money don't mean nothing. You're still out here to walking goddamn dead. Read.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 4, verse 7.
Uh-huh.
Wisdom is the principal thing.
Wisdom is a principal thing. What is that wisdom? The law, statutes, commandments.
That's right.
Read.
Therefore get wisdom.
Get wisdom. Get right.
And with all thy getting, get understanding.
Get understanding. Get that in Deuteronomy. Let's see what that wisdom and understanding is. Deuteronomy, what is it, 10? No. Salakia. No, wait. No, that ain't what I want.
I know, but that is wisdom.
That is wisdom. Nah, I think it's Salakia. Might be Salakia. You know what I'm talking about?
You was up there, that Edomite gave you that dollar tip.
For the nations say you're wise. Wise and understanding people. You know what that is.
That's Deuteronomy.
Yeah, Deuteronomy what? 4? Is it 4? No, it's not 4.
Yeah, it is.
It is 4 and 6, right? Or 4 and... We're saying you're wise and understanding people in Deuteronomy. For this is your wisdom, sight of the nation, right?
Yeah, 4.
Yeah, which one is it?
Deuteronomy 4:6.
4-6, right. Read.
All right.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, verse 6.
Read.
Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding.
Matter of fact, jump up one verse.
5, verse 5?
Yeah, okay.
All right.
Verse 5.
Uh-huh.
Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments.
Read.
Even as Yahweh, my Elohim, commanded me that ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it.
Uh-huh.
Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding.
What is your wisdom? The law, statutes, and commandments. That is your wisdom and understanding. Read.
In the sight of the nations.
That's what your wisdom and understanding is that the brother just brought out. It's these law, statutes, and commandments. Go ahead. What the nation's going to say?
Which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
Surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. Why? Because we keep these law, statutes, and commandments.
That's
right? Now we're looked at as a stupid and sottish nation because we loving our oppressors, man. You see what I'm saying? We don't care about ourselves. We value other people more than ourselves. Matter of fact, give me Ezekiel, the 16th chapter. Let me see. Salakia. Give me Ezekiel 16, right? Huh? Yeah, you can get it. It don't matter. Somebody, real quick. Ezekiel 16 and start at
Ezekiel 16 and...
Salakia.
What you want, 32?
32.
All right, Con, got that.
Or
Ezekiel what up?
16 and start at, 32. 32.
32, got it.
Yeah,
Con, got it.
read it. We're gonna read down to shit. We might read the whole damn chapter.
Yeah, that's the
this
whole
whole
good
damn
chapter,
chapter. Damn. Yeah, go ahead.
Verse
Yeah, we'll
32.
start at 28. We're now.
All right.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 16, verse 32.
Read
it out.
Go ahead.
But as a wife that committeth adultery,
Uh-huh.
which taketh strangers instead of her husband,
What is Israel?
which taketh strangers instead of her husband.
Israel is like a wife that takes strangers instead of their husband. You see what I'm saying? It's like being what they call in the so-called devil, like a cuckold. I didn't even know what a cuckold was until like a couple days ago.
Yeah,
That's what
cuck.
Israel is like.
Cuck.
You see what I'm saying? Read.
They give gifts to all whores.
They get instead of Instead of a whore receiving payment, what are we doing? We're giving payment to lay with people. We're giving payment. We're paying the so-called white man. We're paying the Arabs to love us. You see what I'm saying? Instead of receiving payment. Go ahead.
But thou givest thy gifts to all thy lovers.
We give gifts instead of receiving them. We're supposed to be receiving gifts. Just like a prostitute receives payment for when she lays with her lover, our people instead are giving gifts for other nations to lay with us. You see what I'm saying? We're doing it for free. Matter of fact, we'll pay you. You see what I'm saying? That's what we're doing. Read.
And hirest them that they may come unto thee on every side for thy whoredom.
Hey, we letting them all in. Everybody. God loves everybody. Everybody can get in on this. You see what I'm saying? Everybody get in on this. Matter of fact, we'll pay you. You don't pay us, we pay you. That's what the blacks and Hispanics are today. Read.
And the contrary is indeed from other women in thy whoredoms, whereas none followeth thee to commit whoredoms.
Ain't nobody else doing this. Read.
And in that thou givest a reward, and no reward is given unto thee.
Other nations, they get something for joining the white man.
I'm not
They get something out of it. You know what they get out of it? You know what they get out of it? They get 7 years of free credit.
Damn.
They get 7 years of no taxes on a business that they give them. That's the other nations giving them gifts just to be over here. But what does Israel give? What does the black and Hispanics give? Nothing. Matter of fact, we paying the other nations. We paying the white man. We paying the Asians. So that we can join them. You see what I'm saying? Read.
And no is given unto thee. Therefore thou art contrary. Wherefore, O harlot, hear the word of the Lord.
See, we ain't like the other nations. We ain't like regular prostitutes. You know what I'm saying? We poke our leg out. You know what I'm saying? We'll get somebody in, they pay us, and they go about their business. No. We'll poke our leg out, let anybody in, and guess what? We paying them. You see what I'm saying? Was that it on that? Go ahead. Keep it going.
Thus saith the Lord God,
Read.
because thy filthiness was poured out, and thy nakedness discovered through thy whoredoms with thy lovers, and with all the idols of the abominations, and blood, and by the blood of thy children, which thou didst give unto them. Behold, therefore I will gather all thy lovers with whom thou hast taken pleasure.
So the Most High is going to gather, since we want to pay these other nations, we want to join these other nations, we want to beg these other nations to love us, give them gifts so they love us, the Most High is going to do what?
And all them that thou hast...
Take it back, look one verse back.
Oh, it's lucky.
He was going to do what? He's going to...
Behold, therefore, I will gather all thy lovers.
The Most High is going to gather all those nations that we love, that we want to be with, that we want to cleave onto and join ourselves to. Read.
With whom thou hast taken pleasure. And all them that thou hast loved.
Read.
With all them that thou hast hated. I will even gather them around about against thee.
He's going to gather all these nations around about that we wanted to be with, that we wanted to join to, that we want to love, we want to stroke their hair, that we want to give hugs, that we want to forgive for murdering our brother. He's going to gather all these nations that hate us against us. Read.
And will discover thy nakedness unto them.
They're going to find our weakness. What is our weakness? We love the so-called white man. What is our weakness? God loves everybody. What is our weakness? The law's done away with. We're all one people. We're all human. It's only the human race exists. That's our weakness. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
That they may see all thy nakedness. And I will judge thee as woman that break wedlock and shed blood are judged. And I will give thee blood and fury and jealousy.
And the Most High is judging us for it. Matter of fact, Salaki, give me Salaki, I'm about to lose my damn voice. Salaki, give me Romans 3 and 5. Somebody give me Romans 3 and 5. Since y'all, the Most High says, since y'all want to love these other nations, since y'all want to be up under these other nations, since y'all want to cleave to these other nations, be one with the other nations, since you want to pay the other nations, the Most High is going to send all these nations that hate you, the so-called white man, the so-called Asian, the East Indian, the Arab, all these other nations that hate you, he's going to send them against you. Is he wrong for that?
Nope.
Is the Most High wrong? Read that.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 3, verse 5. But if our unrighteousness commended the righteousness of God,
Appreciate it.
what shall we say? Is God unrighteous? Who taketh vengeance?
Is the Most High unrighteous for our destruction? Is the Most High wrong? That's just like you saying, is your father wrong for whooping your behind because you didn't want to clean your room up? Is your father wrong for putting you on punishment when you make bad grades? You see what I'm saying? That was it on that? Go ahead.
In quotations it says, I speak as a man.
Mm-hmm.
For God forbid. For then how shall God judge the world? For if the truth of God hath more abounded through my lie unto his glory, why yet am I also judged as a sinner?
Go ahead, brother. You can break it down. My throat. You can break it down. Basically, is the Most High wrong for our destruction?
He's not. Go to Romans 9. Go to
That's
Romans
basically
9.
what it
and,
was saying. Yeah, my throat, man.
Go to Romans 9 and
shut it down
17.
anyway.
Right. Romans 9 and 17. Go to Romans 9 and 17 and go where it says the Most High has mercy on who he has mercy. It's straight up. That's what it is. The Most High, he don't play.
That's
You
right.
can get mad
That's
and
right. Matter of
upset.
fact.
Why would God put us in slavery?
Yeah, matter of fact, get that in Isaiah 59. Get that in Isaiah 59 and verse 2. After you read that.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 9, verse 18.
Uh-huh.
Therefore hath he mercy on whom he will have mercy,
Read.
and whom he will be hardened. Thou wilt say then unto me, why doeth he yet find fault? For who hath resisted his will?
Who would resist his will? How you gonna say he got fault when you can't even resist his will? You see what I'm saying?
It's talking about Edom. Edom is that vessel for the wrath. Why should Edom be destroyed? You didn't resist. Edom's not resisting your will.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
just murderers,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
But the Most High is going to destroy them any damn way.
Yeah, damn right.
You can't get Esau can't get mad because he's just a murderer. Well, Most High may be this way. That's still your judgment.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but bring this out real quick.
now,
And then I'm shutting it down. I'm about finished out here. My throat is done. Yeah. Go ahead, Isaiah 59, start at verse 2.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 59, verse 2.
Bring it out.
Go ahead.
But your iniquities.
No. Start at verse 1.
All right.
Verse 1.
Verse 1. Behold, the Lord's hand is not shortened, that it cannot save,
Read.
neither his ear heavy, that it cannot hear.
So the Most High can save you. He hears your cries. He can save you whenever he gets ready. But read.
But your iniquities,
But your what?
but your iniquities,
But your what?
but your iniquities
Uh-huh.
have separated between you and your God.
What is loving these other nations?
Have separated between you and your God.
What is loving that white woman that killed our black men?
Have separated between you and your God.
What is stroking that white devil's hair?
Have separated between you and your God.
That's why we're still at the bottom. And we ain't never gonna get on the bottom. Now we really ain't coming up. You see what I'm saying? You set us, y'all set us way back with that one. You see what I'm saying? We finished after that. Go ahead.
And your sins have hid his face from among you.
That's why the Most High ain't listening to us. The same way, if your dad tell you to he'll give you one get out of jail free card, right? 'Cause I know my dad told me this. You get one. Next time you on your own, I'm turning my back. It's the same way the Most High turned his back. Y'all don't want to listen? All right, fine. The Most High turned his back. Go ahead.
That he will not hear you.
Now he's not even listening to you. Oh, but I got my own personal Jesus. You see what I'm saying? Oh, I talk to Christ every night. What'd he say?
That he will not hear you.
Give me Ecclesiastes. You know what I want. I'm finished out here. My throat. You know what I want in Ecclesiastes.
12 and 13.
Yeah. You going? Or?
I'll step close.
It's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 13.
Read.
let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter.
This is the conclusion of the whole matter, man.
Fear God
Uh-huh.
and keep his commandments.
For what?
For this is the whole duty of man.
And with that, I'm gonna give all praise, honor, glory unto the Most High God, Yahweh, that do so in the name of his only begotten Son. The world ignorantly calls Christ. My name is H.O.I. We got next. Shalom.